Fyre Drill is the worst water ride at Universal Orlando Resort. Of course, it is the newest water ride at the resort, as it opened with Epic Universe within the Isle of Berk. It is one of 3 attractions within the Isle of Berk, and in today's video, we are going to deep dive into this ride experience. Before we get started, please like this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Fyre Drill, and if you agree or disagree that it is the worst water ride at Universal Orlando Resort, I would love to know. Of course, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. At the time of this recording, we are pushing for 20,000 subscribers. I would love to hit that before the end of the year. Thank you so much. One more thing, please click the link in the description and give my Instagram account a follow. I would greatly appreciate that as well. Fyre Drill is a mock ride splash battle. It is located towards the back of Isle of Berk. I actually really appreciate the placement of this ride. It's kind of down in a pit, so when you get in the queue, you're going down a bunch of ramps to get down to the level, the water level where the boats are at, which is actually a very similar water level to the rest of Isle of Berk, so I also appreciate that. It makes it feel more real and lived in, that the water ride that's on the water is at the same elevation as the water level that's just out in front of the land, with that big picturesque view that you see when you first walk into Isle of Berk. And also, walking around Fyre Drill, it's so cool to look down on all the action of all the boats spraying water at each other, spraying water at targets and all that. It's always fun to watch water rides. It's kind of a shame that this one doesn't have an interactive element. If it had water guns along the walkway so that non-riders could engage in the splash battle. Like, I remember the splash battle at Legoland California had that element, and I remember loving that as a kid. Or like, a lot of water rides have like buttons, like sometimes you'll have to pay to spray people, but it's always so fun when you do it. Always worth it in my opinion. The queue line itself for Fyre Drill isn't great. Like I said, most of it is a descending ramp, but it's not very well shaded. There's one section of the queue that can actually get sprayed by a boat, like when the water guns are first engaged after you're dispatched out of the station. There's an angle where some people can shoot over like the protective barrier and into the queue, so I'm not sure if they fixed that yet. Speaking of, when you arrive at your boats, it is a moving loading station, so you'll get in while the boat is moving. There's like covered bins to place loose articles, so if you want to keep stuff dry, you can just put it in as you're boarding the vehicle, which I really appreciated that. I didn't think that was gonna be there, so that was a big relief for me. And then you're gonna take those seats. You don't have the most amount of time to board these boats, so you do have to be a little bit quick about it. But honestly, once you start your ride experience, my biggest issue with Fyre Drill was genuinely the water pressure. I heard that some people are saying that this ride is being run in winter mode, even though I visited Epic Universe in the peak of summer. I spent 3 days at Epic Universe and I only rode Fyre Drill twice. I thought it was fun, but like, again, the water pressure is very low, so in order to spin the targets that you're aiming at, you have to hit it at like a very perfect angle, and I don't think that would be the case necessarily. The water pressure was higher, but the target design is very fun. I don't think they did the best job communicating what the purpose of all the different targets was, because like, I thought the point of the game was to hit the targets to spray the other side of the boat, but honestly it felt like sometimes if you'd hit a target, then you would get splashed. So I'm not sure if it was a difference between the designs and the targets, if you were supposed to hit some and you weren't supposed to hit others, but I think they could have done a better job explaining that. But the targets themselves are pretty fun. They're very well designed. Some of the targets that are further away from the boat, again, because of the water pressure, near impossible or impossible to hit them, which is kind of lame, but it is what it is. Towards the end of the ride experience, there's going to be these massive water cannons. I believe they spray the losing side. But on one of my 2 rides, I didn't get wet at all, even though they were going off near me, so it is what it is. It is a pretty short ride. It's not the longest at all, so try not to wait too long for Fyre Drill. Like, especially on really hot days, I'm sure this ride can pull wait times. I've seen it pull wait times. Because Hiccup's Wing Gliders was closed when I tried to rope drop it, I ended up rope dropping Fyre Drill on one of my days, and I didn't have to wait long at all. And the other day that I went, I had Express, so I didn't have to wait too long for Fyre Drill. I think it's a fun supporting attraction, but the water rides at Islands of Adventure are just so much better. So it's kind of a shame that Epic Universe only got one water ride, and of course Universal Studios Florida doesn't have any, so I'm a firm believer that that park needs a lot of help. So that's just one of the many holes in that park's ride lineup. But this is a fun ride for what it is. They just weren't trying to hit a home run, so I think it sets out what it was trying to achieve. So it's a solid supporting ride, and I think that's all it was meant to be. So nothing offensive. It's a fun time. I just really hope they can work out the issues with the water pressure. That is my opinion on Fyre Drill at Epic Universe. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I would love to hear in the comments below. Please like this video, and of course, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will catch you later.